I walked out of the Capitol building and walked down the stairs, and I heard somebody behind me calling, "Ma'am, ma'am, can we speak with you?" And I said, "Well, are they talking to me?" And so I turned around, and there were these two uniformed officers coming toward me. And I said, well, what's wrong? And they said, were you at the sing-along? And I said, well, yes. I said, I had some time, and I was there. Well, I was in the neighborhood, and I dropped by. Yes. Why do you want to know? Well, are you a leader of that group? I said, oh, no, I'm not a leader of the group. I just happened to be in the neighborhood and wanted to join them today. And they said, well, what is your name? I said, well, I paused, and I said, well, I don't choose to give you my name. I said, I don't choose to give you my friend's name. He said, well, you know, you're not supposed to be here singing without a permit. I said, well, I don't know that. He said, well, I'm telling you now, you're not to be singing here without a permit. And who is the lead? And then, you know, he came around again. What is that person's name? Am I the leader, or is that person the leader? Wanting to know the leader and the names, and the red bag with the books in it. You know, address that. And they said, where did you get that red bag? And I said, well, I'm helping a friend out. I'm taking it to where it belongs. And he said, well, what is your friend's name? And I looked up and I saw my friend up on the first outside the doors being surrounded by officers. And at that point, I was just totally in shock. I was just visibly shocked. And what is going on here? And at that point, I just said, well, I'm sorry, I choose to not give you these names, and that's all I can say. I said, well, I know you're doing your duty, but I said, I just choose not to give the names out. And I reassured him a couple of times, several times, that I know you're doing your duty. You're just doing your duty, but I'm sorry, I choose not to give these names out, my name or the name of my friend. I did look back over my shoulder to see what was happening with my friend, and I did see officers there. They were about learning who was the leader, what their names were, what was in the red bag.
And what was in that red bag again? Can you tell me what was in that red bag?
I don't know if I should tell anybody.
Contraband, right? Some kind of contraband? Were they?
I mean, this is just totally bizarre. But I was shaken. I was really shaken. Songbooks are in the red bag.
Well, and did they tell you what would happen if you came back into the Capitol to sing?
No, they didn't give me any, they didn't say if you come back you will be thus and such, no. No, the other thing is, you know, I came home and I got out my little blue book, the Constitution of the United States of America, and I read the First Amendment. I had to read it in order to make sure that I was still in the USA, you know, because this was so bizarre. You know, I don't know what kind of pressures these officers are under, but I wouldn't be surprised at what it's uncomfortable for them to. You know, I think that we need to, you know, really do need to be in solidarity with one another, because they want to divide and conquer. That's for sure. Catching me off like that. I'm a 74-year-old woman, for heaven's sakes.